Hello everyone. Tonight I'm going to show you how I assemble one of my record clocks. So I resined this a few days before, taking off the resin drips off the back. So usually let the resin cure like a good 24 hours, sometimes even 48. This resin was a little bit softer. I used KS resin, and this is the Ultra Art Elite. It's got a better bubble release. So I warm up the resin on the back, and then I take my X-Acto knife and just try to pull up along the edges very carefully. The records, when you pull the tape off the back with the records and the resin, they come off pretty easily. If I'm working on a coaster, I'm a lot more careful because sometimes it'll just pull like the paint and the resin right off and ruin your piece. So if there's no like a fine cut line on the resin. So I'm just gonna go through this very slowly, heat up a little section at a time, pull the tape up, and so this will take me a few minutes. So I'm getting to the middle part of the record, and what you're seeing is Glad wrap. I like to put that over the label of the tape. The very first couple records that I poured, I taped the back, but when I lifted the tape up, the record label came up too. And I thought, oh, that's too bad. I'd love people to see like what kind of record this is. So I tried to figure out a way how I could protect it. And it's that press and seal wrap. So I just cut out a square piece that covers the label, and I press it down really, really good, and I press it into the hole, and then I put the tape over the back. And I think this is just like, it's either 3M tape or it's like the 99-cent tape. My favorite is frog tape. It's green, but it's so expensive. But that one really is the best tape. This tape does okay. You just have to push it around the edges like with a popsicle stick to really get a good seal. So there it is, a nice clean back. And for all of the record lovers out there, I know I'm the vinyl killer, but I'm just gonna let you know that this was a scratched record that was on its way to the dump. I know the back looks awfully clean, but it's scratched up pretty good. It's not playable. I got so many negative comments I got a lot of really, really nice comments on TikTok. More positive than bad, but the bad ones, they just stick with you. So I took my X-Acto knife and I went around the edges just to kind of get the lumpy resins off. And now I'm going to take, I think this is like 180 or 200 grit, just like a little sanding block. I'm just really, really lightly sanding the edges because even though the back's already scratched, I don't want to scratch it up any more than it was. And there's a few like little white spots where the paint bled underneath the tape. I'm sure nobody cares about this, but I do. I like a nice clean back. Even on my canvases, I like a very nice clean back. I had one lady in a Facebook group say, that's stupid to one of my pours. And I didn't know if she was talking about pouring on a record. So when I asked what her thoughts were, like to share them with me, I was interested. She said that taping the back of the record was stupid, that it doesn't matter if the back is messy, and none of her customers have ever complained about a messy back. And I just thought, well, maybe not to your face. Who wouldn't want a nice clean back? So now I'm going to drill a hole in the center. I'm just using the record hole and my drill. And I did have to go back in and just wiggle the drill bit around in the middle there to widen it up just a smidge in order to get this clock mechanism in. So the clock mechanism comes with a few pieces. One is that hanger, and you just pop it in that little hole. There's a little metal plate that you place on the top, and that's to protect your piece from when you screw on this little swivel nut piece here. And that way you're not scratching your actual piece. So you just finger tighten it. My nails are long enough right now to actually go in and tighten it with my nails. Sometimes I use like some needle-nosed pliers to get a better grip on it, but I got my Kiara Sky Jelly tips on and these babies are rocking. All right, so that's how it's looking so far. Now the fun part of picking out the hands for the piece. So I like to get these mechanisms off Amazon, and they come 6 in a bundle, and then they come with like, I don't know, 10 different hands. So I have quite a few hands from past orders. And a lot of them come like black, or, I mean, I haven't ever really used the red one. So sometimes if I don't have the color I want, like I was really hoping for maybe a gold piece for this one, because there's a pigment in here called parakeet, and I feel like it flashes a little bit of greenish gold. So I'll spray paint them. I've spray painted them white, I've spray painted them gold, bronze. I actually liked the shape of this one, and it had glow in the dark ends that I thought would go really well with the piece. So I know the gold probably would have popped better, but I like this look as well. So the first hand that I put down was the hour hand, then the minute hand, and then last is the second hand. They're so flimsy. So sometimes they're like a little curved, or there's a little warp to them. So I try to straighten them out, or like tug or pull on them to get them straightened. And here's the final product. Thanks for watching.